Greetings, Shining Bulls and Shining Bears, and welcome to this, the 27th episode of the Crypto Astrology Podcast. Please note that financial astrology, similar to technical analysis, is not 100%. I, Maya Raghavan, am not an influencer. I am not a financial advisor. I am a financial astrologer, using the planetary positions as data inputs in my analysis of the probable nature of price movements. I do not make your decisions for you. Your decisions are up to you. Shining Bull content is here to stimulate your own thought process as you make your own decisions relating to your own finances for yourself and by yourself. We are going to take a look at what this week holds for Bitcoin and Ether price. But first, always feel welcome to check out the Shining Bull website, where I have all kinds of offerings for all suns. I have a trading signals service for day traders, which gives real-time signals to your email. A weekly forecast for both swing and day traders, which gives all of the bullish and bearish timeframes for the week, day by day, as well as the important astrological resistance and support price points. And I also, of course, have very special predictive books. I especially recommend my Bitcoin by 2026 and Ethereum by 2026 books right now, as it's an important time to understand what the coming years will bring for Bitcoin and Ether, and these books are valuable. If nothing is within your price range, then simply follow me on Twitter and get notifications for this podcast, as I'm giving out a lot of free info here. Now, let's take a look at this week in Bitcoin and Ether price. I, the astrologer, live in Newfoundland, but I give the weekly predictions that I make on this podcast as per UTC time. And before I get started with the day by day, I want to mention that we are already in bullish territory. Saturn's resistance that they set when turning direct, I believe last week, that has already been invalidated. Nonetheless, this week, I do see very likely potential for a very serious downward retest, and I also see a very serious upward rebound when Mars and Sun coincide in Scorpio. And so basically what I see is that yes, there is likely to be a very serious downward correction. However, that correction is correctional in nature and will simply offer good entry point for long positions. And I also see that the rebound that happens will be more powerful. We are definitely in bullish territory. The bull run has started full on. So Sunday UTC. Starting on Sunday UTC, the very early morning brings a price drop of red candles due to moon reaching Venus's cuspal degree. The trend changes around sunrise, still early morning, when a green candle decline begins as the moon opposes Vakri Jupiter. In the early evening, when moon exits this opposition, a drop starts. Sunday at the onset of the night, UTC, there is an emotional climb when moon joins Venus and Rahu in the Navamsha. Monday, UTC. Come Monday UTC, the very early morning, not long after midnight, ushers in a drop of red candles as Mercury enters the Libra Pada of Anuradha. This is followed by a steady climb still in the very early morning, just a few hours later, once the moon enters Taurus in the Navamsha. The bullish trend is strengthened mid-morning by the new moon and becomes much stronger around noon UTC as the moon reaches Mars, so there we can have a very strong climb. However, the afternoon sees a drop or consolidation when moon enters Scorpio. Monday night UTC, an upward movement initiates when the moon enters into Saturn's 10th drishti. Tuesday UTC. Tuesday's very early morning starts with a drop or consolidation as the moon reaches Saturn's exact 10th drishti. That can be significant in nature. Another drop happens mid-morning with the moon's entry into the Libra Pada of Anuradha. The trend reverses up and green candles start showing up in the early afternoon with an important upswing here. This could be very important when the moon reaches Mercury. So you notice that I'm talking about really volatile territory. I mentioned this in the 2023 predictions books too, that we're now in very volatile territory. Okay, Wednesday UTC. Wednesday brings a climb mid-morning as the moon enters the Aquarius Navamsha, followed by an upward movement midday and another strong bullish attempt in the afternoon, influenced by the transits of Mercury and moon's relation to Mars, respectively. The night is marked by a significant move, which I see being a drop of red candles when moon reaches Mars's degree. Please note that the move that happens here should be serious, intense, and important. Thursday, UTC. On Thursday, the early morning shows a downward movement of red candles, continuing with Mars entering into Scorpio. But the trend shifts in the early evening to an upward movement of green candles when the moon enters into trine with Vakri Jupiter. And this positivity persists the rest of Thursday, UTC. Friday, UTC. Friday, there is a downward move starting in the very early morning when the moon exits trine to Vakri Jupiter. But shortly after lunchtime Friday UTC, I see potentially positive news relating to ETFs with Mercury entering into Jyeshtha. Saturday UTC. Saturday UTC I see as being strongly up all day, especially starting in the early morning before sunrise when sun reaches Mars. The move that starts here should be strong. So again, remember, there's going to be some serious downward moves this week, but we are in very bullish territory and any rebound is going to be stronger in nature. Please again read the disclaimer in the details section of this video below. So that was the weekly forecast for the week ahead in Bitcoin and Ether price. Remember to check out ShiningBull.com for real-time trading signals, weekly forecasts with price points and important bullish and bearish timeframes, and of course predictive books that show you how the astrology will define the larger price cycles. Also, like those videos that I put out every month, they were pre-recorded at the start of the year and they take the info from the 2023 predictions books. I think some were just released for mid-November through to mid-December. So you can also review those. Those and the books, the 2023 books, give the bigger patterns. And these weekly forecasts are giving you the moves throughout the week, especially for swing traders. So anyway, now is a great time to get my Bitcoin by 2026 and Ethereum by 2026 books if you don't already have them, as well as the Cosmic Guide to Ethereum Layer 2 Solutions, which covers Arbitrum, Optimism, Matic, Starknet, and ZK Sync. And also, in this weekly podcast, it's also nice to kind of understand the current climate. But again, as I said, we're already in bullish territory. We have been for a long time, as I've been saying for a long time. So for investors, that's important to know. Okay. And so now let's talk about some news items from the past week. Today, first, we have some developments in the world of NFTs and Ordinals. Recently, the Ordi token, linked to the Bitcoin Ordinals protocol, experienced a significant surge in price value following its listing on Binance. This event aligns remarkably with the astrological predictions that I gave in episode 9 of this podcast. In that episode, I forecasted a surge in NFT floor prices around November 29th, so at the end of this month, coinciding with Venus entering Libra and crossing Ketu's path, who's transiting into Virgo, backward as always. This astrological movement is particularly significant for Ordinals, as it happens in trine to the natal Saturn of the Ordinals birth chart, indicating a period of potential growth and prosperity. What's interesting is that on November 7th, when Ordi was listed on Binance, Jupiter was retrograding right on the natal Rahu of the Ordinals birth chart and forming a trine with natal Mercury. This is an important astrological signal suggesting that Ordinals and NFTs in general are on the cusp of a revival that I see leading to wealth creation. So if you want more info on that, then I encourage you to take another look at episode 9, and I'll try and also link to the articles on my website that I mentioned in this podcast.